Icebergs. Yeah, today's video about icebergs. And no, I'm not talking about the big rocks of ice in the middle of the ocean. Nah, I'm going to talk about something more interesting. The iceberg of, guess what? Total drama? Disventure Camp. Yeah, I'm going around the internet trying to find something to make a video to be kind of a Halloween special. Found basically nothing, but then I have the idea what type of video that fits Halloween even though it's not scary? Iceberg type of video. So I was going looking for one iceberg made a Disventure Camp, and I found this one. That was made by a Reddit user that I couldn't find who was. But if you make the iceberg, please comment down below so I can give you the credits on the description and in the comments. So yeah, today's video is going to be about this iceberg. That's basically a bunch of facts, and the top of the iceberg has the most known facts, and how did we go the facts get more and more obscure and no. So this will be fun. So let's start this because I don't like taking too long in an intro in a video. So let's start the iceberg of Disventure Camp. Level 1, the sky. Jared and Robert. Well, they are the creators of the show Adventure Camp, but also the creators of the channel and production and everything of Our Nation cartoons. Basically, the people that make the show and the whole thing that make the show. And Jared is also known for being a bit controversial on Twitter for some of his not very nice accepting of some comments about his show. Odd Nations Cartoon is the name of the animation studio that makes Disventure Camp, that was founded by Jared and Robert, or is also the name of the channel that posts the Disventure Camp episodes that was created at the day 25 March of 2013. And it's basically it, nothing more to say about it, besides that the channel almost ended a lot of times, but it's still existing, and probably in the way things are going now, it's not going to end. Leaks. Well, this is probably talking about how easy it is to leak this show and how many times the elimination, the whole episode, or the cast or anything related to the show was leaked before it was released officially. And the worst is that the way of doing this is not very hard. The only thing you need to do is to be part of the Patreon. There's a website that you can help the show with money and all this stuff. And well, one of the prizes of doing this is watch the episodes before they are released. And you really think some people would use this just to watch the episode? Of course not. They go on YouTube, Twitter, Reddit telling, oh, you know what happened in the episode? As this happened in the episode. Destroying the experience of watching the show. Just now that season 4 is almost ending, that they decide to do something about it. It's really ridiculous why people do this. And probably won't end because jerks will always exist and people will always try to destroy your experience while watching the show. And if you are a leaker of Disventure Camp, just know that hell is waiting for you right when you die. Personalized greetings. Greetings are basically little videos that you can buy in the Patreon of Disventure Camp to make the characters ask your questions, sing a song, and even make some outfits for them to use. Some are nice, some are weird, but it's really cool and actually a good idea that helps the show with the money or stuff. It only has a little problem that it should be solved because it is a problem that the greetings are expensive as fuck. Season 1 and 2. Well, this topic is obviously talking about Season 1 and Season 2 of Disventure Camp. That were the first seasons of the show after the beta, but also has an interesting thing that Season 2 was released May 2 of 2022, and Season 1 was released June 15 of 2023. Yeah, Season 2 was released before Season 1. Don't try to understand. LGBT plus representation. Well, this is talking about the amount of representation in this show because have a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot of LGBT characters because, well, the creators are from the community, so they wanted to add to the show, and some people complain about it, but I think it's stupid. Like, dude, people like this exist, and if they want to add to the show, they will be added to the show. It is not a problem. Actually, it's nice to see the representation of the show. They just exaggerate a bit because sometimes the cast has like 13 people and 10 of them are part of the community. Like, it gets a bit too much, but it's not a problem. They just need to, like, 5 or 6 are okay, not the whole cast, sometimes. But yeah, it's not a problem. Jabel, James, and Jaden. These are the names of the 3 most popular couples of the show. Gabel being Gabby and Ellie from Season 1, Jen being Tom and Jake from Season 1 too, and Jaden being Aiden and James from Season 2. They all are healthy couples that the whole community knows and basically have no haters. Have some, but not a lot. Except Jam. This one's a bit mixed feelings in the community. Spin-offs. Spin-offs are mid-series that were released before Season 4 of at least 4 episodes, telling a plot of something that we didn't see in the show. The first one being staff stories, telling what happened to some of the staff crew members, and the other being Tom and Jake. That's basically a sitcom telling what happened to the characters after All Stars. Carnival of Chaos. Carnival of Chaos is the 4th season of Disventure Camp, with the brand new cast of 18 contestants competing in a carnival themed season. That is started November 30 of 2024 and is gonna end today, no, but in the next month of November 8th of 2025. And in my opinion, the best Disventure Camp season we had since Season 1. Disventure Camp All-Stars is bad. I mean, yes, most of the community agrees that Disventure Camp All-Stars is one of, if not, the worst Disventure Camp season. Because it has a lot of problems. The cast has a lot of characters that weren't exact All-Stars that most people don't like. The plots were ridiculous. The elimination order is a mess. And the amount of, undeserving screen time, plot armor, or just confused eliminations made just to shock the audience, and most characters being ruined makes this season horrible and unbearable to watch some moments. And who likes this season are only Rhea fans. Disventure Camp All-Star episodes 14 to 18. Well, I think I don't need to explain that these episodes are the worst episodes of the season and consider the worst episodes of the whole show that make this season become the worst season of the show. All of them have problems with elimination, with plot, with interaction, characters, the challenge. Everything about these episodes are terrible. Besides the ones that have regret, that saves a bit the episodes, but besides that, it's horrible, these episodes. Piggyback and I Don't Care. These both things are songs from the season 3 and 4. Piggyback being the season 3 most popular song and the most annoying, being performed by the science team to a talent show challenge. And I Don't Care, it's not me bashing on the song, it's just the name of it. It's the song from season 4 that the red team performed to win the talent show. Is the one, if not the best song of the whole show. If you disagree, you're wrong. You can have your yaoi moment later, and thank you, I'm going there. These are 2 really popular lines from the character Ellie that was part of the season 2 cast that she said in season 2 and season 3 finale. They are just normal phrases, one actually being funny, that's saying that Tom and Jake can have their gay moment later, but the other one just her saying thank you, I'm going there in the bike challenge. I don't know why this became so popular. I don't know why this was such a huge meme, but people were, just saying this a lot at the subreddit, YouTube, Twitter, of all places, and I don't know why this became a meme. I don't know why this was so famous. I don't know, but it was funny.
Thank you. I'm going there.
Now we're going a bit deeper to the top of the iceberg. Level 2, top of the iceberg. With the a little not so known things about the show, but they aren't too obscure. Adventure Camp. Well, Adventure Camp was a fanmade of Total Drama that wasn't called Adventure Camp, was called Total Drama Aventura. And it was total in Spanish and has basically the same cast of season 1 of Disventure Camp, except Alec and Drew didn't exist. The plots, the animation, everything was really simple, and the thumbnails were Yeah, but after some problems with Fresh TV and that the season was extremely bad, they decided that this season wasn't canon and decided to start over with Disventure Camp Season 2, and we all know the rest. Disventure Camp All-Stars OG Elimination Orders. This topic is talking about this image, revealing that All-Stars had 4 other versions of the Elimination Order before the official one. And I have to say, the first one is so much better than what we got in the real season. Like, what were they thinking? They have the best option of these in their hands and decided to change because we needed more drama to the season, but the drama they choose was horrible. So if I was there, I would say that this season would be 100% better if they kept the first one and scrapped everything they decided after they thought, we need more drama. Fanfics. This is probably talking about the fics that are stories made by fans of the show and the characters that are part of the show. And they are probably posted on Wattpad or 30, those sides of fanfics, you know? And knowing the reputation of fanfics, these ones will probably be really bad. Hannah's Curse. Well, this is talking about the fact that Hannah, the character from Season 4, every time she makes a friend, the person is eliminated the next episode. It happened with Amelie, then she became friends in episode 2, and then she's eliminated in episode 3, and it happens with Diego, Tristan. Benji lasted a bit longer, but when they became really true friends, he's eliminated too, and when Amelie returned to the game, and she finally was in good terms with Hannah, she's eliminated again. And well, this always happens, and even not direct to Hannah, and then she's eliminated too. Like every time this girl makes a friend, is eliminated. And the show also made fun of it, so yeah. Theory confirmed. Hooters Tom. Okay, how to explain this without getting monetized? Well, if you don't know, Hooters is a restaurant from the USA that basically has waitress wearing really revealing clothes. Yeah. And the YouTuber Master Rodas decided to make a fan art of Tom in a Hooters outfit. It was just a fan art, you know, to be funny and nothing big. But then the community saw it and, well, started making fan arts and really make a meme of it and even ask for greetings of this design. So technically now this design is canon because the greetings are also canon. The community is a bit weird, I have to admit, but this is funny. Silly Billy. Silly Billy is a YouTuber that's used to make total drama content, then Minecraft content, and then decided to make Disventure Camp content. And this really blew his channel up and made him a really big YouTuber of the community, and he also is the voice of Trevor from the show. And I have to say, he's one of the best channels of the whole community. Is hilarious and one of the best voice actors in the show. Like, Trevor is one of the best hosts because of his voice. And if you don't know his channel, I don't know why you don't know his channel. Go watch it because it's hilarious and super good. He makes reactions, reveals, and I don't know, everything he wants to do that is related to the show, and every video is really funny. And Billy, if you're watching, I'm a huge fan, and you are one of my biggest inspirations on YouTube. I doubt she's going to watch this video, but who knows? All the musical songs are just covers. Yeah, if you didn't know, all the songs from Disventure Camp, counting season 3, 4, are just covers from songs that already exist but aren't too famous. Some of the creators of the songs didn't even know about it and didn't care, or just didn't comment or say something about it. Some really like the covers and are really happy because the songs are really getting attention and views and all that, like the one made On My Way. He really liked that people are paying attention to his work now, and some got really pissed about it, like the piggyback creators that almost sued Disventure Camp for using their song, even though it's just a cover and they had permission. It was probably just jealousy. Bad romance. I couldn't find a lot about this topic, but maybe it's two things. Or it's talking about the greetings of characters singing the song Bad Romance, that I found some, and I don't know if this was like a trend of, oh, let's make all the characters sing Bad Romance in the greetings, Or this is talking about how people make posts in season 3 talking about how all the Disventure Camp ships and couples are bad and they don't know how to write romance. That I think is really wrong. The show has a lot of good ships and couples, just some that are really bad. Basically all the stray ones. So I don't know what this topic is talking about, but it's probably these two options. If it is not, comment down below explaining, because I couldn't find a lot about it. Unnecessary Jake hate. Well, this is talking about how much Jake is hating the community because of All Stars and Season 1. Well, Jake has a really difficult personality. He's childish, has some self-esteem problems, he's have trust problems because of his past and problems with his toxic parents and all that. Really dislike that about the character, especially because most of the problems, the plots, and stupid eliminations in the show happen because of his demeanor. I think he has a redemption arc and he gets better in All Stars, even though sometimes they mess it up because they need to give Rhea plot armor. Also, that's another reason why people hate Jake, plot armor, but like every character that survived the elimination, people don't like they say is plot armor, so that's not a real valid reason. But yeah, people hate Jake too much because of his personality and his actions, the way he acts, even though they like characters that technically made worse stuff or are way more annoying. Right, Rhea fans? Vanessa Venture situation. This is a really complicated topic, and I'm not going to give my opinion about it. I'm just going to explain what happened. Well, basically, Gret's VA had two situations going on. The first one that caused her being fired was that she was leaking some of the episodes in January of 2025. I don't know if it was the entire episode. I don't know if it was some scenes, elimination. I don't know. She was leaking those stuff and she got fired because of it. That's the first situation. The second situation happened a bit before her making some comments about cops and some other stuff that got a bit interpreted by racial stuff and others by some white privilege. And I'm not going to get into this topic. It's extremely complicated. I'm not going to give my opinion. I'm just saying that she made some really questionable comments and people interpreted it, and well, it caused a lot of drama. I'm not going to give my opinion again. I'm just saying what happened. And this wasn't the cause of her being fired. It was just her leaking the episodes. And she apologized because of it. So it's something. But now Gret has a new VA and she isn't that bad. But even though that's all happened, I need to admit that Gret's voice is one of the best voices in the show. And Vanessa is a really great VA. She just had these complicated situations that got her fired, but still, Gret has a really great voice because of her, and I'm going to miss her voice. Just saying that. Her voice, all the situation, not giving my opinion. Okay, now we're going a little bit down again to the third level of the iceberg. This time, things are going to be a little less snow, but it's still safe for you to watch. But the next one, if you're not, old enough to see it, I recommend you to leave the video. But for now, it's all good. Elemental. I couldn't find anything about this topic besides that the teams of Season 4 had the symbol of fire and water. And that's all I found. Also, a DeviantArt post saying what character and elemental power they would have. Besides that, nothing important about this or nothing relevant or anything about it. So if you know what this is talking about, please explain in the comments because I have no idea. Disventure Camp All-Stars Episode 17 Extra Scene. It's nothing special, it's just that Episode 17 of Disventure Camp All-Stars, like a dark horse, had an extra scene that is basically just Crystal and Derek talking about how they will fire Trevor. It's just that, but it's interesting that this is the only episode that had an extra scene. The episode from Season 4 doesn't count because that was a deleted scene, not an extra content, just a scene that wasn't supposed to be there and the fans asked for it. It's just an extra scene. We never had this before or after. It's interesting. Jackalope. He is basically the biggest Disventure Camp supporter. He ordered a lot of greetings, like really a bunch of greetings. Most of the greetings that Disventure Camp has and are famous were made by them, and the designs too. He also is the creator that made the whole designs of the pajamas of Disventure Camp Season 4, even being called a sponsor of the show. So technically saying he's canon to Disventure Camp universe, and he clearly helps the show. In the show, yeah, it's a bit confusing, but it's funny and really cool to see a real person being recognized to the season and the whole show in the production, even being part of the show lore and being a real character in the season. Eden is simply just Aiden wearing a pink shirt. I don't know why this was a meme, I don't know why this was so popular, but yeah, it's just that. Aiden wearing a pink shirt. Just that. Deleted scenes. Like every other cartoon, Disventure Camp has a lot of deleted scenes. Probably because they thought they weren't exactly needed to be in the episode, or they are just useless, or they didn't like the scene and decided to delete. The most famous one is the one from the comeback episode that had a whole scene of Natalia and Alessio cut from the episode, but people like so much of that scene, they decided to, you know what, this scene now is part of the episode, and they Animation Cartoons animated and finalized the scene and added like an extra scene, but actually it's a deleted scene, so it's not exactly an extra scene. But yeah, this one is the most famous and probably the only one who they will do that, because this one got really big. I doubt it's ever gonna happen again. And you know, anime, it's complicated and they really did this on rush. But yeah, it's interesting. r/silly Benji coat. Well, it's a little quote in a subreddit that idolatrates and praises Benji like he's some kind of god and the most perfect character ever. They basically just say how amazing he is and how he has no flaws and how he's super silly and how he's great and funny and overrated. Oops, this part I shouldn't have said, but he's a good character. But they overhype him so much and it's really funny. And sometimes they make some posts like this one. And yeah, it's basically it. A bunch of people that love Benji and make a call in the subreddit because of him. It's a bit weird, but okay. Marcus is epic. Like the Benji code in Eden, this is more like a meme, the community. Like randomly when someone, I don't know, says something about a character or just about Marcus randomly, I don't know why, someone appears saying, but Marcus is epic, and explain why he's so amazing. I think it's that, but I'm not sure because again, I couldn't find a lot about this because some things of the subreddit or even YouTube are a bit hard to find because this memes happen and it's just some people to comment and then they disappear. So yeah, I think it's that, but I'm not sure of it. Disventure Camp but bad is the series of videos explaining Disventure Camp episode but in a really bad way, using PNGs, AI voice, and it's made by YouTuber Sandy Deserves Better. And this thing is extremely funny because it's so bad and so ridiculous and the voices are so stupid that is hilarious. You should watch. It's really good. Actually, it's really bad, but that's why it's good. Chris McLean was Crystal's stepfather. Well, yes and no. I think the main idea was for her father being Chris, but they decided to scrap this idea because of, Fresh TV will have a lot of problems because they're using a character that's from them. And also you'll be like, oh, her father is Chris, that's so obvious. Especially because Aiden almost says this in the first episode of the show, saying, oh, your father is, and she interrupts. But then they decided to change this, and now her father is actually Chris McLean. They at least could have changed the name because it's so ridiculous that her father's name is Christopher. Like, this is so stupid. He first appears and actually only appears in the Steph Stories episode 2. That, by the way, is one of the worst episodes of the Steph Stories. And well, he's a really bad parent, never, being present in the Crystal's life and just caring about his show and being a huge of a dick, and it's
so stupid that they decided to his name be Christopher. I just need to say this. They needed to change the name to Christopher McLean. It's so obvious they changed just to get sued, but yeah, that's it. Her father's supposed to be Chris, but decided to change to Christopher.
Man, now you're really deep in the ocean here. Well, now a little disclaimer. This part, from now on, all the other levels may contain things that I think is not recommended for people who have problems and triggers to watch, because I'm going to say some words and talk about some topics that might cause a bit of a, discomfort or trigger and all those stuff. Okay, so I'm warning now. If you don't want to watch the video, just leave. Or if you want to watch, just keep in mind that I might say some things that might cause some, not really good stuff. So I'm already saying this. If you get mad or have a problem with what I'm about to say, it's your fault, because I'm warning you right now. Leave the video while you can. Allie had 3 voice actors. Yeah, if you didn't know, Allie had 3 voice actors. The first one being Valentina Velasco in the first 8 episodes of season 2, but she had to be replaced because she had a Twitch and she was a streamer and she couldn't, balance the time of being a streamer and made Allie's voice. So she decided to leave the project and was fired because she wanted to continue her streamings, and voicing Allie while doing that wasn't possible, so she needs to be replaced. The second one being Ellie Espinosa, that is her voice actress in the Spanish version. So just until the season was being made and needed to end, they decided to put her as a replacement, but just for the rest of the season. So when the season ends, they can find the real voice actors for her to the All-Stars and Disventure Camp Season 2 remake that was going to be made. And now her voice actress is Joy Burness, to voice her in the All-Stars, voice her in Greetings, going to voice her in the remake Season 2, and I think now is the Alice voice actress and not going to change. And she's really good, and of the 3, she's the best one. Vanessa was okay as voice acting, but she was a bit out talking, and Spinoza was just replacement, so you couldn't ask a lot for her. So yeah, it was that good. And Joy is really great at voicing Allie, and I think if they change her voice again, it would be really weird, because it was weird back then, and now that we're used to the normal voice now, it would be weird. But here's a comparison of the voices.
Oh good, playing Smash Bros. I'll let you play if you wanted, but the last time I lent someone my console, it ended up breaking.
Now that Tess is gone, and with my apparent death, Hunter has felt guilty and wants to be in control of the situation. And I don't like that.
What? But I reminded you right before leaving.
Oh, I got distracted.
Now what'll we do in our free time?
So sorry, I couldn't resist. Let's go to the next topic. Sorry. Stories of Disventure Camp. Stories of Disventure Camp are 3 comics, and it passed in the Disventure Camp Season 2. But since the Season 2 now is the beta, I don't know if they are canon anymore, but there we have some really interesting information about the characters, and we only have 3, and I don't know if we're ever going to have more about it, but the information we have in the comics are really interesting. The first one is nothing special, just Ada and James trying to watch a horror movie and flirting. Nothing special, but it's cute. The third one is Tess going to the therapy, and this is past before the Disventure Camp, and the therapist suggests she goes to the Disventure Camp so she can interact with more people. But it's not implicit, but it's really clear that Taz is addicted to the pills and that she tried to, how can I say this, game over herself. And the second one, that in my opinion is the most interesting, is about Rosa talking with Blake and Maggie, and she talks about why she believes in horoscope and how her family, her school, everything reacted to her being pregnant as a teen. I'm not gonna tell what she says and what happens. I recommend you guys to read this. It's really simple, just go search on Google Stars Adventure Camp, because it's really good, this one. The other 2 were okay, but you're not necessarily it's good enough for you to, oh, I need to read, but this one of Rosa is actually really good. And, I wanted to see more of this because it's really interesting to know about the characters and their past. So, if this comes back in the Disventure Camp 2 remake, it would be really cool because these ones were really good. Except the Aiden James one, that is just whatever, but the Rosa one and even the Taz one are really good. You should read because it's good. Dan and Will were considered for Disventure Camp All-Stars. This is true, Dan and Will were considered to be part of the All-Star cast, but Dan was cut from the thing and replaced for Miriam, and Will was also cut before the production even started. And I need to be serious here. Dan is a good character, and Will is a really bad character. But even though you like the characters, you have to admit, they aren't All-Stars. Come on, one was the first boon and one is a pre-merger. They are good characters. Debatable. They are All-Stars. Of course they aren't. Mira is way more of All-Star of character than them. But if you think about it, Connor is an All-Star, so I don't know if I'm talking here is right. Because Connor is an All-Star, so everyone can be one. A City with the Reality Project. Yes, Odd Nations cartoons helped Reality Resort to episode 1 to 3 with animation and all that. Even some Disventure Camp voice actors voice some characters in the Reality Resort that is another fan-made of Total Drama, but more inspired by Big Brother. But after episode 3, this, help of Odd Nation cartoon ending, and Reality Resort channel post saying what exactly was happening, but also not. In the post just says that, oh, we're not going to work anymore on Nation cartoons, but we have no problem with them. It looks like everything is okay, they are in good terms, but they decided to change because animation and all those stuff. I think it was a bit weird, but I think it was also good because the animation Reality Resort got so much better after episode 3. I don't know if it's Odd Nation's fault the animation was, a bit bad, but I think it was a good decision. And it looks like none of the, reality projects and Reality Resorts, Disventure Camp, and Odd Nations have problems with each other, so everything is good, apparently. Brian Griffin equal Alec. Well, this is another win with the community. When the YouTuber Latch Gang, that's another YouTuber in the Disventure Camp community that's also really good, you should check her channel, was reacting to this Disventure Camp episode. I think it was there where it started. And she and her friends compare Alec to Brian Griffin, a character from Family Guy, because the whole situation, what was happening downstairs. And if you don't know, she hates Alec. And the comparison was really funny. I'm not gonna say here because I don't understand about Family Guy and my memory is really bad how she compared him to Brian, but it's basically that the meme, and after that a lot of people on the Reddit and YouTube start comparing Brian to Alec. It's actually really funny, but again, it's the kind of meme that happens. I go like, why this is so popular? Almost every meme in the community I go like, okay, it's funny, but it's not that much. But yeah, it was a really funny thing. But what? Death threats. Well, apparently things now get heavy. So basically, this is talking about the worst part of fandom, the toxic side, the garbage people that when they don't like something, they go to Twitter, YouTube, any social media that the voice actors or the creators have, and start to send death threats or saying a lot of shit and say they're going to person or do stuff with the person that are extremely wrong and messed up. I think the case that got monetary was when the Jake fans, after the All-Stars finale that Rhea won against Jake, got really mad and started sending death threats to Rhea's voice actor and to the creators and the writers of the show. This is extremely childish. It gave a really bad reputation to the show and the fandom and the character, and if you do this or think about doing this because you didn't like something about the show, you're wrong, you're a really messed up person, and I recommend you go to therapy because this is extremely wrong and no one should be doing this. No one deserves to receive death threats of something, of a non-realistic show that was made just for fun, okay? If you do this, you're wrong. Okay, level 5. Now I'm really might see some things that might cause some discomfort and cause a trigger or something. So leave the video if you have problem with this. Okay? Okay. I warn you. Level 5. We are really deep down in the ocean. Total Drama Disventure Camp.
Total Drama Disventure Camp was supposed to be the season 2 of Disventure Camp beta that wasn't continue. The problem was, the beta of Disventure Camp had a lot of things related to Total Drama, and that caused a copyright problem in Fresh TV. So they had to delete the whole thing and start over again Disventure Camp Season 2. And well, that's it, why the beta isn't canon and why this was cancelled. We don't have a lot of information about it, just some images, and that's it. They reused some things of Total Drama Adventure Camp to Season 2. Yes, but besides that, we don't have a lot of things to say about it. And basically that's it. A canceled season that didn't happen because of Fresh TV.
Dan is dead. Another meme from the community. One day, Jared was like doing nothing. He thought, what about make a funny post? And he posted that Dan was dead. Basically that. But after that, oh my god, I'm rhyming too much right now. People started posting a lot that Dan was dead, become a viral meme on Reddit, YouTube, and a lot of places. Basically, it was just that happened, and I'm rhyming too much in this part. But it's simply just a tweet that was a joke and became a meme. Nothing special, but it was a really funny thing. One of the most funny Disventure Camp memes ever. No, it wasn't, but it's fun. It looks like a fucking stick. Well, this is one of the most funny and iconic moments of Ivy in the show. Basically, Benji made a fake idol, and everyone was making fun of it because it was ridiculous and no one's gonna fall for that. And Ivy says, it looks like a fucking stick. It was a bit rude, yes, but it was true and it was really funny. The problem is that Ivy said this to Benji, and Benji fans, or like Damien's fans from Total Drama, if someone does anything, like anything that's just a bit rude, or something bad to the character, they go insane and hate the other character like he's the own devil. And it's what happened. Ivy was rude to Benji, and Benji fans, they are really mature people. They start to hate on Ivy and saying like she was the devil and extremely rude and a horrible person because she was rude to Benji. It's basically that what happened. It's ridiculous. I hate this type of fans. You can like a character, but if you treat any other character that treats the other rude, just at least one moment, you're extremely childish. Sorry, but I said it. This includes Damien fans that hate Millie for what she done. Like, she apologized and they still treat her like the devil. I mean, you can be rude to the character. It's amazing how people don't understand that. Like, it's a drama show. Someone's gonna be rude to the other. It happens. Hunt take shippers. Well, this won't be fast, and again, a problem with toxic fandom. Hunt take is the ship of Hunter and Jake. And you know ship is not something that get a reputation in fandoms. And when the fanbase is toxic, it's even worse. And yes, you know what you expect of a toxic fanbase. People complaining when you don't ship this ship, people complain because the ship wasn't canon, all that stuff. It's nothing that important because I think this stopped a little now, but it had a time people really were toxic because of this ship. And I don't know why, because they didn't even talk a lot, but it is basically it. Also, this just doesn't make any sense if you ship this. What the fuck? Toon Boom situation. Okay, this situation was a mess, but I'll explain. If you don't know, Toon Boom is a software of animation that Odd Nation Cartoons uses to animate and make Disventure Camp. But then, one day, Odd Nation decided to fire one of the employees because he wasn't good and, you know, he was fired. Well, you're being not good to the team and you're not contributing, so get out of here. Until then, okay. But then, the dude that was fired decided to tell Toon Boom that Odd Nation's Cartoons was using a pirate software of the Toon Boom, and this caused a lot of trouble. And Toon Boom started to give strikes on Nation Cartoons, copyright claims, and all that. They had to delete a lot of episodes and make a new channel until they solved the thing. Disventure Camp Season 4 was almost cancelled. But after talking to Toon Boom, giving a half of the budget of Disventure Camp Season 4 to the software thing, and proving they weren't using pirated software, they are in good terms, and Disventure Camp Season 4 continued, and Disventure Camp wasn't cancelled, and Odd Nations didn't have to delete the whole channel. But still, given half of the budget, they had problems like the production and all. That's why I don't have weekly episodes of Disventure Camp. Actually, this is even good because I prefer 2 weeks because then I can make videos. But yeah, it was a problem. And the motherfucker who did all this trouble because was fired. I don't know what happened to him, but I hope he's suffering somewhere in the planet. Hopefully. Diego OG voice actor. Okay, this is the part when things get really messed up. Before Diego had the voice actor he has today, he had other one that was fired before the show even started, but he was revealed as Diego's voice actor.
And to your left, you will see the ghost of Camp Tipisqua! Oh! Oh, I'm kidding. You're easy to spook.
But he was fired and he was replaced by the one we have today. But the reason he was fired is the messed up part, because he defended and of course all the nations fired him after knowing about that. But a lot of people got mad because of it, because how you hire someone without checking if they do anything messed up before? Like, I understand that in the production they can check everything, but how you hire someone without knowing that, without checking? He was almost part of the team. This is kind of unacceptable. Okay, they fired him because they found out, but yeah, that was a really bad thing to do. It was a mistake. Good nations learn with this. At least I hope they learn with this. And they probably won't hire someone without checking again. But this was extremely messed up. We finally reached the final level, level 6. This time I'm gonna see some things that may cause a little problem, but I think the other one I said something that was a bit worse. But yes, the warning is still on, so let's go and finish this iceberg. And this time the things are, well, Ria's many murder attempts. Well, I think we all know the thing Ria most likes besides being a bitch is being a psychopath and trying to kill people, because in the show she tried attempt murder 14 times against Aiden, Connor, James, I guess, you know, a lot of characters. Aiden again. And it's even a video in YouTube showing all the times Ria tried to kill someone or hurt someone really badly. This is stupid how much this girl tried to kill someone and is in jail. And people still defend her, saying she's a complex character. No, she's a psychopath, she's crazy, she's bedridden, and she's not a complex character. And yeah, she tried to kill a lot of contestants a lot of times. And if she participates again in a season, I think this number will duplicate Jensen's backstory. I think Jensen's backstory, even though he's a jerk, is one of the most tragic in the show. He used to live in Russia with his sister, and they had an animal shelter. One day, while Jensen was trying to save a stray dog, his sister appears because he was going to be attacked by a lot of dogs. And she's attacked and kill in a way that is so, graphic for the show and weird to see this going on an episode of Disventure Camp. I was kind of traumatized when I saw this and surprised because you wouldn't expect this kind of thing to happen. And then you see Jensen killing the dogs and crying with the corpse of his dad's sister in front of him. And he wasn't just a kid. And then the scene cuts and see him crying in her grave. He was alone and he thinks it's his fault that she died. This backstory is extremely heavy, graphic, and actually bold. They released it, but also really good. It made me understand why Jensen this way, but also kind of like the character. But then Tom Jake was released and he was having suffer in the past. He was a total jerk that gave Tom his car. So yeah, apparently you suffer in the past and decide to make others suffer in the future. Anyway, that was the backstory, and it's extremely graphic for Disventure campaigners. If you want to watch, and if you can watch, go see Steph Stories episode 1, because It's bizarre. Who got Rosa Maria pregnant? This is the type of question that I think we're never going to have the answer because first, it's not important, and second, Rosa will never tell because it might be something uncomfortable, traumatized, and bad for her, so she probably just doesn't want to reveal. Or if it's revealed, it's not going to be someone important or someone in the main cast because she would tell and we would know. So yes, we don't know. Even if you have a comic telling how was her past, even in the I think greetings, we never had information or anything about Rosa Maria's, Sophia's parents. I think we can consider the guy her boyfriend, or maybe we can. I'm not sure. But yeah, we don't have any information about it, and it's not important. If someone searches for it and wants to know or just have one question, will this ever change something in the show? If the answer is no, why still care? Fiore ship with anyone. I think I don't need to explain why this is wrong. Fiore was a kid in the first season. She was 6 years old. In the All Stars, she was 8, and now in season 5, she'll be 10. If you ship her with anyone in this show, you're sick of the head because she's just a kid. The younger person in the show that isn't Fiore was Drew. And even though it's weird because he's 14, I guess, and now he'll be like, 16? So, yeah, you shouldn't be doing this. If you do this, you're weird. You're a sicko. This is disgusting. This is extremely weird. And if you do this or make even fan arts of it, because I know someone in this community must do Fiore, she's anyone in this community and make fan arts, you're disgusting. And if you do this, please just leave the community because we don't need weirdos like you here. It's completely disgusting. Carol's VA being Zionist. Well, if you ever watch the news or the internet, you know the situation of Israel and you know what they are doing. And you know that support them is not exactly the best decision and not exactly the right decision. Actually, it's the wrong decision. And Carol's voice actress, the old one before she was replaced, was fired because she was being Zionist, supporting Israel and thinking they are right. I don't need to explain why this is wrong, and I don't want to get into real political talk here, but if you watch the news or even have a little bit of common sense, you know that Israel is not right the situation, and they are killing people from Palestine in a real stupid reason. I mean, you was born in the country, it's one thing. You support their actions, it's a totally different thing. And you knowing what they're doing and supporting anyway, I think it's really messed up, and I think she being fired was a good idea. Karazar Zone. I think this is the most messed up situation here. Karazar Zone was a YouTuber that worked for Animation Cartoons and was a writer of Disventure Camp Season 2. And a lot of people complain about Disventure Camp Season 2 is Hunter's character, that he does some really questionable stuff. And the problem is that the person who was writing Hunter was Karazar, and he was a total He did a self-insert in the show. He used Hunter as a Garrus too. There is a flawless Eli's male hero self-insert to, put his inappropriated and predatory fantasies in the show. And some of the most weird things that Hunter does in the season, and a lot of people find really problematic, is because of this douchebag that decided to write Hunter as himself. I mean, the scenes of Hunter sharing a bed with Alan Tess, that scene that even was a kind of a meme at the time, well, was because he kind of wanted to imagine what happened before that. Hunter taking Tess pills, Hunter forcing the kiss on Alan on that Snow episode, that is completely disgusting. One of the most is atrocious scene in the show, and he even had an idea of a scene of Hunter and Ally together in the shower that was deleted, never even was animated as shit because what the fuck? All that was his ideas. And worse, he wanted to include Lake in this mess. He wanted not a love triangle, a love square. He wanted a romantic storyline with Hunter and Lake. I mean, this is extreme messed up. That's why Lake's hunters do in the forest episode that they make tools. Because he wanted that. Thank God Odds Nation saw it and stopped him because it would be disgusting. And of course, after all that, after all the fans complaining, after our nations noticed how messed up and weird this guy was, he was fired. And of course, he wasn't happy about it. But no one gave a damn of what he thinks because he's a weirdo, he's a he's a total douchebag, he's the most worst people in the fandom. And it's unbelievable that Odd Nations didn't check anything before hiring this guy. Odd Nations, we already saw the Iceberg. They never check, apparently, or they just trust too easily in the people because the amount of weirdos and douchebags and jerks this show has hired, it's amazing. I mean, if you thought animation was the only reason they are making a remake of season 2, you're wrong. This guy was the main reason. They need to write Hunter's character without him being sick and, annoying and disgusting self-insert. And yes, before you ask, this guy completely disappeared of the fandom. His channel that had some non-canon audition tapes of the characters were deleted. The channel was deleted. Now you only can find some repost content, but the own content was completely deleted and he's gone, and it's better that way. And hopefully he never comes back. And I hope other nations never hire someone like him ever again. So, Nation Cartoons, if someone who works there is watching this video, check the freaking person you're hiring because you guys already made some really messed up choices with people you hire for your team. And this one was the worst one. Well, guys, this was the big and really weird Iceberg Adventure Camp. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and just saying now in the end of the video, just to explain, this video wasn't and it's not Attack Titan Nation cartoons or something like that, or the creators. Every production, everything made bad decisions. This is inevitable. It's going to happen sooner or later, and they aren't 100% the ones to blame because someone in the production was a weirdo or did something bad. So this wasn't an attack for Niche Cartoons or Disventure Camp. I love the show, and that's why I'm making the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the Iceberg. If you are the creator of the Iceberg, or if you know the creator of the Iceberg, please comment down below so I can give the credits of who made the Iceberg. And man, this video was long, and please subscribe, like, and all that because this took a lot of work, like really. So yeah, this was my Halloween's past show. If you didn't, understand this was a Halloween's past show. And thank you everyone who watched this and stay until the end of the video. Goodbye and thanks.